Yes, I think I'm online. Jai Ma. Okay, so I have to organize all my tabs now because this has been, a bit of a technical, unexpected journey today and got me warm. So. Yeah. So, but I think it's really online, no? Maybe somebody could just write in the chat quickly if the sound and video and everything is working. No, I think it is. So I'll just keep on talking and then you can tell me, hopefully in a few minutes, that it's working. And I post this. Ah, yes, Hari, thank you. Here now as well. And yeah. Okay. And so now it's all. I'm sorry for the delay today. Namaste. Yeah, welcome you all to the online Satsang Healing Sound event today. And there was some changes in YouTube which I hadn't known and I should have looked before. And I just see that one light is not on, so I will just switch that on so you can see me better. Okay. So. Jai Ma. Okay, so like always in my satsangs, I say that you can just arrive as you are. So in the same, like there's still some excitement, let's call it, here in this system. Like whatever you bring today here is so loved, is so completely perfect. Be it that you had a stressful day, be it that you had a hopefully wonderful weekend day. If there's sadness or anger or happiness, whatever you bring is here now. That's the main point. It is what right now is here. So the easier it gets, in my opinion, when we start from here, from what is. Like if I just pretend I'm super relaxed, and it is not the case because, for example, I was now with all these technical things, then I'm first of all lying in this moment basically to myself, and I cannot do the necessary steps for example, letting that stress flow out of my system to invite more relaxation now that it's working, So it's really important to basically be just honest with where we are at in every moment. And you're always welcome if you want to write in the chat box anything which you bring today, so it's even more held in this healing space, but you also don't have to share anything if you don't feel like it. And you could also ask a question or anything you want. And I will, just to really arrive here today and prepare the space even more, I will start with a song. Like sometimes I have a song prepared and sometimes not. Today there was one, or is one. And it's a kirtan. A kirtan means it's like usually it's like one lead singer is singing something and then the group responds. So this is not really possible here on YouTube, but I was thinking that if I just sing it twice, then you're most welcome to sing along with me if you want, if you feel you're in a safe place for yourself and want to sing. And if singing just now doesn't feel correct, then you can just let these sounds touch you wherever they can touch you in this very moment, and maybe let them wash off any stress, any emotion which is a bit hard, or basically anything which is not 100% true. That this by grace can get easier and dissolve. And it's a Shiva Kirtan. It's inspired because just a few days ago basically was Shivaratri, which is a very high energetic celebration, especially in the night, but in general the whole day in India. And for me a very deep day, so to speak, to connect with, be that you connect with Shiva if you yourself are familiar with Shiva as a god, like I don't mind if what you call God has a different name, like you can call it any name which touches you. And in that day especially, it's about really connecting with that one all-pervading consciousness, I would say. If I have to say it in a short phrase, it would be to really connect with that formless, beyond and in all forms, which there is. And so that connecting there, that which never changes, it can give you so much peace, because it's, if you really, really taste that, so to speak, there's nothing you have to fear. Like there's forms coming and going, and there can be personal sadness or intense things for the person. But if at the same time you really connect as well, let's say, to that which never changes, then you know that you're safe always. Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om 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 Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om 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 Namah Shivaya. Bolo Nam. Bolo Nam. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo Nam. Bolo Nam. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo Nam. Bolo Nam. Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. The invitation is to see if we can more and more feel and experience this Shiva, this oneness consciousness in every moment of our life, without neglecting, so to speak, all the forms and the beauty of creation. Yeah, like my teacher Amma always says, yeah, to also remember the Creator when we enjoy creation. Yeah, to somehow feel and connect to this deep silence in even the craziest noise, and in the beauty of some beautiful superficial silence as well. But regardless if there's noise or if there's silence or beautiful birds, some sounds which we don't like. At any moment in time, there is this also there. This one Shiva, this one consciousness. What comes for here today is to, whoever wants to go to your heart. I think the heart is always a wonderful place to be. And to just really, really feel, while this deep peace, this silence is there, maybe noticed or not. This is not a problem if it's not consciously present for you right now. Just feel, how does your heart feel right now? Is there a curiosity? Is there some sadness maybe? Is there any whatsoever emotion? And let this emotion, let's say, bathe in this huge, endless Shiva ocean. If Shiva would be an endless ocean, let this, whatever feels maybe tight or angry or joyful, whatever there is in your heart, let this be held in that ocean. In that ocean of peace. Not because it has to become peaceful as well. If there's some maybe stronger agitation or just not really nice feeling, it doesn't have to go away, in the sense of, we are open that it is allowed to change, but right now it is what it is, like I said in the beginning. So we just invite that emotion, that part of ourselves, to take a dip in that ocean. Actually, in that ocean of peace and love. In a sense, like in the ocean of Shiva and Shakti, you would say, but without becoming mental about that. This ocean I'm talking about is also really, really caring and loving. So it's not a just still place where it's basically just dead and not compassionate. But in the opposite, it's really pure compassion, pure loving acceptance and compassion for whatever there is in your heart. And this ocean is so big, so endless. Let's say you can really stretch out all the limbs, in a sense that whatever there is in the heart can stay tight if it wants to, but it could, if it would want to, spread out, have all the space in the universe, every space to just be and stretch out and not be crammed in anymore. And I'll sing a little bit. And what the invitation is to just, without forcing it, just lovingly let it allow it to relax if it wants to. To maybe try to trust a little bit more if it wants. It doesn't have to trust, it doesn't have to relax. But if it's curious enough, it might want to try. Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Kali Ma, Jai Ma, Om Namo Shivaya, Om Namo Shivaya, Shivaya, Om Namo Jai Kali Ma, Om Jai Kali Ma, Kali Ke Jai Ma, liebe Michaela, schön, dass du da bist. So wonderful that you're here. Namaste. Yeah, this, whatever here is in your heart area, and however it might have changed already a little bit, really the absolute main thing is that it's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, if there's a tightness, then there's a tightness. And the same like we would treat a little girl or a little boy who's like kind of really crammed in and afraid or shy or whatever this child might feel. We would just go there lovingly and very respectfully maybe try to get closer, but to really see how close can I come without scaring it more. And just sit by the side of this little girl or little boy and just be there. Be there lovingly, patiently, without forcing it to, oh, you have to already open up or something, you know. So the same approach, like we would do that with a little child, is how we should treat ourselves. We are all little children inside. And we can all have now finally that loving approach which we might not have had in the childhood. And if we had it, it's wonderful. Yeah? But if we didn't, then it's nobody's fault in the sense of guilt and all that. Everyone does always their best. But this part, if it's still yearning for this patience or for more encouragement rather than criticism, the person who really, really can help that part is you yourself. And it's wonderful if in the outside other people, family members, partners, bosses, friends are also really nice and comforting for you. But the main thing is, that's an extra, that's the cherry on the top. It's wonderful if it happens. But especially these deep-rooted insecurities or whatever there might be, it's really about that you have to make that change. If 1,000 people in the outside tell you how good you are, if inside you don't believe it, then it won't reach that place which believes it's not worthy. Yeah? So the only person who can make that part believe that it can maybe open up again, slowly but surely, is you yourself. And these tiny, maybe baby steps which are needed, without pressure, without pushing. What if you could be your own wonderfully loving, patient mother or father right now? If you yourself could be your understanding, perfect best friend right now. And yes, we are social beings. It's wonderful to have also in the outside nice people around us, but it will take so much pressure out of the people around us if we don't have this need for them to do it for us, which they actually can't. Like they can try their best, and maybe for some time they will manage, and then because of their things or the intensity or whatever, they can't keep up with that. But you yourself can start looking there, looking to that needy place. And it's not nice sometimes to discover something which is needy in oneself. I understand that. I know that myself. But only if you look there lovingly, you can find out, what do I really need? And where can I really get that from? And in my understanding, this core need, let's say, which I believe we all have if we are not completely enlightened yet, is that need for love, is that need for that peace, and I can obviously look in the outside for that, like with people, with things, and it might work for some time. And like I said, all these things are also really not bad in that sense. They're wonderful forms which come and go in the end. They're so loved. There's some forms which we love so dearly. And it's so good to love, very human. But still, if that wonderful experience of human love becomes an attachment, then it's when it will carry already suffering in it. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about don't love people or things or your life, however it is, but love it fully like a newborn child. And let it go in the same second for the next moment to touch you as deeply again. Only if my hands are empty, I can take the new moment and say like, wow, what a great moment again, and let it go. And I'm open to receive the next moment and the next moment. As I'm living through that, sometimes with joy, sometimes there's hardship, whatever comes, but I'm living it fully, experiencing it fully, all these forms which come and go. And at the same time, there's this invitation to connect or reconnect, or always a new connect to that formless Shiva, to that which you can't grasp. You might be able to, I prefer to say like to feel it somehow. It's not an emotional feeling, but it's a better word than thinking, because thinking, in my opinion, is up here. And from where I kind of connect or feel that formless, not changing one, is more the heart area, the feeling area. And the more I'm slowly but surely letting that sink in. And I don't need to know how it should sink in, that nameless one. Just I would say like, and only one part is a quote from Amma, but like how Amma says that you only have to open the door and God is standing outside. In that sense, like, you don't need to know how God looks like in front of your door. If he is looking like Shiva or Kali, or you might feel it, and that's good if you have an image for that which touches your heart. But if you don't, just see if you can trust anyway to open the door. Curious to experience God in whichever form it wants to show itself to you. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Bolo Nath, Bolo Nath, Bolo Nath. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo Nath, Bolo Nath, Bolo Nath, Bolo Nath, Bolo Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo Nath. once we are in a more peaceful state, or in a real deep peaceful state, we can maybe observe how suddenly whatever thought comes in to just basically disturb this peace again. And also this is completely okay, accept it, because it's already happening. But the invitation is to not give it attention. Yeah, it's like a thought which comes and let it just pass by, so to speak. I'm not suppressing it. If I'm getting angry about this thought arising, also this anger is allowed, but you're just letting it pass by without jumping on that thought. I'm staying in that peaceful ocean. And a boat passes by, and yeah, there's a boat, doesn't matter. I'm happily, joyfully being in that loving ocean of peace. And sometimes really big boats pass by, and the bigger they are, the more of a challenge it's sometimes to not jump on them and let us be carried away with them to wherever they are going to. But even if that happens, then there's nothing lost, in a sense that in the moment I realize, oh, I've just jumped on that thought, I've just jumped on that big trigger boat, just jump off again. In the moment you jump off, immediately you're in that ocean again. Doesn't matter if mentally thinking, oh, now I'm 10 meters to the side. No, you are in that one same ocean now. Nothing lost. You can always try to become sooner aware that you're actually on that boat being carried away. So then all these moments, I don't think they are really lost, but you might spend them worrying or suffering, so it's not very enjoyable. So the sooner you realize, oh, I'm just following that boat, that thought, which I don't necessarily have to do. I can choose to jump off in this very moment. It's one of my favorite quotes from Amaji, and she says, happiness is a choice, in that sense that every second I have that choice. Do I engage with that trigger, with that disturbing thought or idea? Or do I keep on being involved in that? Do I jump off? Do I jump back into that ocean of peace? Into God, who's always waiting in front of my door. I have always that choice. Every second I can just open that door, let him back in. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo Nath, Bolo Nath, Bolo Nath. Necheino Kema Bolona Necheino Neftuna Amma Neftuna Amma 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 Jema Kalima Kalima Amma Kalima Amma 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 Neftuna Jema Kalima When I'm yawning, it's just energy flowing through. What comes here now is already to invite a bit of integration, where there's still more things can soften and relax and just get newly organized, let's say. But I find it so important on this path to really embody, to really ground all this consciousness into the form as well. So it doesn't just become a very floaty kind of bubble up here, but it really becomes embodied wisdom, I would say, embodied love. Love which can go into action, because it is, while it's anchored in the formless, it's also caring for the forms, and it can do good in this world of forms, so to speak. So to really embody all these shifts and energies, in my understanding, is really important. So it's nothing you have to do, it's just how I explain what is happening when there's like I always see like a little shower of different colored flower petals. Like I see today more like dark purple, white, tiny bit of yellow, white flower shower. And it just, in your own speed, for everyone a bit different, it just washes over your system, washes away parts which already are so loose so they can still get washed away, and it can really enter gently into the cells, bring all this light energy, this consciousness into each and every corner of your being, from the top to your toes in your own timing. And it's okay if today you only feel it coming till here, then that's fine. And if it goes till the belly or till the knees or till the feet, however it is for you, it's exactly, again, perfect how it is. And again, still, if you want to share anything in the chat box, you can. There's no must. I'm just inviting one more time to anything, any question, any theme, anything wants to be shared. It doesn't have to do with anything what I've said until now. It can be something completely different. Any worldly or spiritual theme is welcome. And in the meantime, you just keep on allowing this energy, this consciousness to come down into the form. What I often also talk about or sense here also now is this Jyotirlingam, this column of light, which goes from the endless sky, enters your system at the crown chakra, through the whole chakra system, out at the root chakra to the middle of the earth. And I find that very helpful in the grounding process, in the sense that for me it's nothing which is rigid and just becomes like something too tight or not free enough, but it's something which is like a handlebar where I can just, whenever I need it, I have something to hold on to. Yeah, and it immediately, when I just tune in, it shows me how I can maybe minor adjust my way of standing. Even if I'm sitting, I'm like standing up for myself, for what I truly am. When I'm just kind of tuning in with that. In a sense, like when I tune, for example, my guitar, and let's say I would do it by hand. I often use now my cell phone for that, but I would press the note on the one string so it sounds with the sound which I want, and then I go to the string I want to adjust, and so I can feel that resonance, once I play them both, by having one correct, so to speak, one really in tune, I can very easily adjust the other one. So in that sense, it's for me something which is very supportive and stable to just have in mind, like whenever I need it, I can just tune in and say, somewhere there I know is this Jyotirlingam, is this column of light of Shiva consciousness, so to speak. And it's always here. Like in the radio, it's always playing, but I have to make the effort, so to speak, to switch as long as it needs to. Now I'm in the exact wave, and I can feel it and hear it and sense it. And I feel it's been, coming more and more strongly into the presence as I'm talking about it, as if, like, while being with that Jyotirlingam, it becomes more, I would say, available maybe for our system. Not that it was not there before, it's always here. Was always here and will always be here. But the more our system gets attuned with it, then the easier it will be also maybe in a few days or in a even difficult situation to, 1 second, there it is. And sometimes for the Jyotirlingam to really ground down as well, like, it itself is endless into both directions, into the heavens and into the earth, but in relationship to our system, it might, there might be sometimes, what I see here is like around the first, second chakra, sometimes we have a few fears, very human fears around surviving and existing, which can be a little bit in the way of connecting completely with that Jyotirlingam, or also for this whole flower petal shower of integrating, like it might stop earlier because the deeper we root in the body, on one hand we get more stability because right now the body is here and it has some substance and it has some thing to hold on, basically, literally, like I can hold myself, I can really grasp it, really have it for this second at least. But on the other hand, sometimes we might have gone onto the spiritual journey because subconsciously or consciously we needed to escape from some traumas in the body. And this is also completely loved and fine in the sense that it was the best thing we could do in that very moment, and it was perfect that we did that and could all survive and come onto this path to reconnect with God. And but sometimes when we then want to come back down, basically, we re-encounter these, let's call them maybe bubbles, like some capsules in which like one image or like a mini video, so to speak, is stored in the cells, in the tissue of the body, of these memories. And so that's why there's sometimes resistance, or it can bring up some intense feelings when we re-embody, so to speak, reincarnate down here. And like always, my approach and my advice is to really better go too slow than too fast, in a sense that there's no rush, and little by little we can lovingly sit close by that capsule and knock on the door there and say, hey, how are you? I'm here. And really be patient, not pushy. Just sit there. Sit there with all the love you can just bring in that moment, and just say, I might not have the solution right now, but I'm here. I'm here to listen. I'm here to also ask if there's anything which would be helpful for this particular part, like this part which is in that capsule, maybe still afraid of something, or still in whatever trauma loop. And like this, when we very gently, very carefully address these parts, and if we feel like it's too much for us, then obviously it's always good also to get some support from a trusted person to accompany you in that process of holding space for just this little part daring to open again, daring to soften, daring to reunite with the rest of the system. And then slowly but surely deeper embodiment can happen. We can come down maybe one floor more, like in an elevator, like I might still not be all the way down to the ground floor, and that's okay, but I can slowly but surely make my way down as I'm looking at these capsules and loving them, being with them with no rush. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Kali Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Kali Ma, Nechei Jai Ma, Kali Ma, Nechei No, Nei No, Nei No, Kema, And what I often see is the possibility to just really let go of a lot of now, let's say, unnecessary things. They were maybe very necessary just 5 minutes ago or 20 years ago, but to give the okay, so everything I don't need right now anymore, that we allow that to just flow out by itself through the feet chakra, like if this would be the foot, like it's, so to speak, there where the like behind the bubble, like the big balls here, so to speak, in the middle, and as if I would unplug the plug of the bathtub, like to just picture as if I would, again, it's just an allowing, it's not having to push it down or having to actively throw it out, but to just, if I unplug there, trusting that Mother Earth, Bhumi Devi, lovingly takes and recycles whatever I give to her, emptying out by itself old emotions, old thoughts, maybe old identities of where I thought I am so and so, I am small, I am whatever the belief system maybe was. And if now, here, in this very moment, in February 2026, this is not true anymore, then let it go. There's only this one moment to make any change, to choose happiness, to choose love. What would you be if you could, just for a moment, let go of any old fear identity, any old, however limiting thought you have about yourself. Amma also always says we are not small, I hope I quoted correctly, like we are not small kittens who need so much support and all that, but we are like the self-effulgent sun. And even if you don't completely see that and live that yet, just feel for a moment any limiting thought about yourself. What would happen if you would just let that thought go? Maybe a thought of like, oh, I'm not good at that, whatever it might be. Doesn't mean that we shouldn't be also realistic about what our talents are and what we still have to study maybe. But like the fundament from where we maybe can still study some more, is that something like, with a God-given strength, I'm willing and happy to do that? Or is it some, maybe, like small identity? That's just one example to make it a bit more vivid, but anything. Just open the door and let it go. And let Shiva, let the divine enter. And while this, whatever is ready to go today, can still flow down to earth or leave your system however it wants to leave, if it's not true anymore. And there's still some integration, some grounding, embodying happening, with still some more flowers coming down as a shower. I'll just do 1-2 minutes of some announcements while this is happening still, and then, like always, I will finish with some more singing, so it can just, whoever maybe has time afterwards can just hopefully ride that wave some more through his or her day. And so this is what I'm gonna do. And I always write these down, so my mind, which is switched off right now, has something to hold on. So just for the people who are maybe nearby us, where Hari and I live here in Andalusia, Spain, or maybe want to come by very quickly, spontaneously. Next week on the 27th of February, there's a Satsang Healing Sound event in person here in the Casa Kali. And we are doing every month an event. It's often a Satsang Healing Sound. And always every 3 months we do a mantra singing. So the next one in March will be then a mantra singing for the equinox. And also in person here in the Casa Kali, but also streamed online. We said that we want to start from March on, always on the second Friday of each month, with a group healing event with chanting the 1,000 names of the Divine Mother. And it's still not on my website here. I will put it in the next few days, but in general, always you can find all the events also on the website. You just have to click on translate or the English flag, and it will translate from German to English. So there will be more explanation about that, but it's deep heart wish from Hari and I to do that also every month from now on in the Kasakali. And you're most welcome to join. And the next time I will be in English here on YouTube on my channel will be on the 11th of April. So right now I'm doing these open streams here. I do one once a month, but it's always alternating. So the next month will be in German again, and you're most welcome to join. Like Michaela did today, even though she doesn't speak so much English, you're most welcome to join the German one, and the singing and the energy will still be present for you, and I'm sure it could be also very nourishing if you want. Sometimes it's also good if the mind doesn't understand so much. It can then just get out of the way, and maybe some more feeling can happen. But if German is not for you, then the next one in English will be on the 11th of April. And I have to say, I don't know the German date now by heart. It will be in March, and it's already scheduled on my YouTube channel and also on the website. So you will have to look that up. Yeah. So saying that, I want to come back to the last mini invitation of grounding, of just feeling your hip, your pelvis, how it feels right now, sitting or lying down or standing, whatever you're doing right now. Just becoming aware of how this feels, how the feet feel on the ground or wherever they are. And exactly how it feels for you, again, it's completely perfect. It's exactly how it should be right now. And there's obviously the openness that it always can change, and if there's something which feels uncomfortable, that within heart impulse you can see if by grace it's possible to change that. And what comes still here when I'm talking about the heart impulse is one thing which is something Hari says, thank you, says on the 10th of March is the German one on YouTube. 10th of March, okay, perfect. So when I'm talking about the heart impulse, it's something which is one of the or maybe the core teaching, I would say. What comes through me is that always listening to our deepest truth in our deepest heart. And what I mean with that, it's a bit longer to explain it, but if you want to check out my website, there's a free video and a free PDF about that. I think it's probably in English translated as gifts, like in the main menu, like where all the from home, if you go to the right, there will be different menu points, and one is, in German it's called Geschenke, and I think the plugin will translate it to gifts or presents. And there you can find the method of choosing from your heart, and it's something which is very dear to my heart, so I just wanted to also share that if you don't know it yet. So saying that, I'll sing now a little bit more. If you can stay still, even though we are then over time a bit, you're so welcome. And if you have to go, I completely understand. And thank you for being with me here today and sharing this heart space. It's very deeply touching to join together as a group of sincere hearts longing for truth, longing to reconnect and more deeply connect with the divine, however you want to call the divine. Jai Jaya Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jaya Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Neftuna, Neftuna, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai, Jai, Jai Ma, Jai, Jai, Jai Ma, 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 Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Sri Gopyo Namaha. Hari Om. Mataniki!